from day one,
And there's obviously the young talent in there. Ollie Burton, we talked about pre-match, coming off the bench. Jack Mallinson retaining his position at half-back as well.
Jack, he played well last week, did Jack. Always taking on the line, which is good. And Ollie Burton, I think, probably will get a bit more time today, so hopefully he'll be running through. And you and
Stevens with the early break here at Emerald Headingley, and a great start here for the young Rhinos who took that kick-off. Johnson for Dupree, big drive from the man wearing 20 for the Rhinos. Was so powerful last week against Widnes. Was Dupree, and now Walters with his first touch of the ball. Gets an offload out the back, but that's nicely wrapped up there by Paul Nash. And an early error there for the Rhinos, Jordan.
Yeah, we're unlucky there. He obviously tried to get the ball out to Corey again. Maybe overplayed it, maybe it were on, but very unlucky there.
The Saints with the opportunity now, and it's Christian Kellett running that ball well over the 40. Good drive from the pack. Rob Burrow talking to me this week, saying how powerful and agile those forwards are. As a break here, and it will be St Helens to get the opening try here, Emerald Headingley Stadium, and it's Harvey McDade.
Unlucky try there. Obviously, just came off back of a mistake from Sam Walters, and we all started off well, but it just ended up, poor.
Matthew Foster with the break there, just down the edge, giving McDade the opportunity on the inside. There just seemed to be no defenders on the edge there.
Yeah,
at all.
I think they got caught off guard. Then obviously two good drives by two good forwards then, and just caught them off. I think halfback went through, didn't he, and just give it on back on the inside.
So Leeds at the early disadvantage. Thanks to that try from Harvey McDade. It looks so promising with the early break there from Ewan Stevens, but McDade scoring for St Helens, and Lewis Dodd, of course, adding the extras. He's got 96 of them this season. That's 97, 3 more of those, and he hits 100 goals for the season. Does Lewis Dodd? Whereas our own Harvey Spence is only a conversion away of reaching 150 points for the season. It's a great tally for him. It is the Leeds man, Spence, that gets us back underway. Kicking deep, rattles off the crossbar.
Yeah, unlucky
and that
there.
is straight out on the full.
Unlucky there. I think if he didn't hit that post, it would have been a good kick-off.
Well, they had McDade pinned behind it. And a little bit of confusion now. So how we managed to hit the bar and go over, but Saints with the concurrent penalty.
Yeah, on back foot again. I don't need to be good here defensively. Make sure that they don't go over because they've got momentum now.
So the last thing that the young Rhinos need to be is on the back foot against such a dominant side who've scored over 40 points in the last 6 games. So we know they can score points. As McDade over on this near side, taken by Barton, Stevens in there as well, chiming in at fullback. Dodd shifts the ball on, and that's Kai Siani taking the ball in there. Kellett in again, and a bit of a flop there.
I think he's injured.
Guy's picked up an injury there.
A good tackle there by Sam Goodett. I think he might have hurt his shoulder there. Bad landing maybe.
He's been working hard, really hard with the coaching staff, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Sam Morehouse, just to develop his game.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, he's raised his fitness a lot, and just his overall understanding in defence, I think, really. Obviously, he's just leading that line every time now.
Scored his second try of the season last week. His first try from a starting role. As it is Kellett that just receives a bit of treatment. And it'll be an early change for the visitors.
It's not best to see someone come off with an injury so early.
big defence required here from the Rhinos. The last thing I want to do is go 12 points down in this one. It's Connor Terrell. It's gone to the field, I think. There's Baxter running the ball in near the posts. Nash waits at dummy half as Saints then win the penalty. Now do you go for two? I know we've only played them 5 or so minutes, but
yeah, when it's so early in game, you think like
get the roll on.
The points, get your momentum going. Obviously, when you got a 4-0 set, when you're in their 20, it's hard not to take up, try to get another try.
That was Pye, and now it's in with Foster, driving his way at the line.
Looking like they're going to come down this right side now.
They are pushing right. Dodd, run it straight at the line. McDade, out wide again, and there's a bit of space for the corner. Good tackle in the end, though. That's Liam Whitton in there, and Ben Markland as well. Great from the Leeds defender. Dodd with a little kick in behind. There's a bit of space for him in front, and Ewan Stevens bobbles it. And it's a second try. And that one's Matthew Foster.
Yeah, it's unlucky there.
It's really unlucky for Ewan Stevens. He looked to have it covered.
Yeah, he was there. I think he'd rather kick it. I think personally I would have grabbed that or just dived on ball. Try and get that drop out. Even try and get out. Yeah, unlucky there.
It's a bit of not a panic play, but one that didn't, as you say, just easy to just drop on or bat into touch. I know it would have been the repeat set, but so easy.
Yeah, we're unlucky there. I think it was the bounce really that just caught him off guard there. And the way it just ran across the try line and into the arms of Foster. As we say, it was way too easy. Way too easy. Both tries there have come off the back of our mistakes really. I think if we just cut out his mistakes then we should be good. Obviously this came from Harvey's kick going straight out.
It's Dodd with the second conversion. And Leeds don't need to be panicking just yet, as we say, just shy of 10 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, no need to panic yet. Obviously got this half and the rest of the half as well. I think just try and complete this set now, get ball back and just play it simple.
That ball's taken on the full there by Bradley Holroyd. And that's his centre, Sambu. Taking it in for the second, and Leeds, as we say, need to really muscle up in defence, ensure that they don't let any cracks show. That's Kelly, that's Foster. As they shift the ball on again, and that's well wrapped up. Sam Walters came straight out of the line.
Yeah, we were good at it initially, but I think he didn't hold on to him, so he got around him a bit.
A little chip over the top from Abel.
Good little kick
fielded by Stevens. It's a very good kick, pinning Leeds within 10 metres. So the Rhinos forced to come out of their own 15, and Whitter with the juggle just kept hold of. I think it's safe to say there's a couple of nerves out on the park here, Jordan.
I think there is. I think early mistakes have put the team on edge a bit. Just need to calm it down now, get a good few carries, try and get over halfway line and just get a good kick down.
And build the pressure required as Barton there. Looking to push Leeds up towards the 40. And Brad Martin does just that. Very good performances for the second rower in his last few games for the Rhinos. We say with that try-scoring record that we didn't really think that Brad had in him.
No, he's really stepped it up a few weeks actually. Really standing up for the team, I think.
So that's McDade, and now with Hutchins, scored against the Rhinos over at the Totally Wicked Stadium earlier this season. Got the ball away there to Holroyd.
Just need to try and tighten up a bit in defence. They're just letting them through too much, not getting them to the floor and letting them get offloads off. So it's not going to help them in long run because they'll just be tired and won't be able to tackle.
They're running quickly, aren't they? That's we knew that they'd be a powerful pack, and they're proving just that.
Yeah, we need to control that ruck more, especially with their forwards because they're running hard and getting that fast, quick play at ball.
Dodd was quick at the line and a flat pass on to Foster. Look to release the second rower, who's set up the first and scored the second for St Helens early in this game. And a high kick from Dodd. It's been fielded from Witten, and it is good take from the Leeds winger.
Yeah, a really good kick chase there, but he did well under pressure.
He was going under the high ball last week, wasn't he, against Widnes?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
That's Markland, who goes on a bit of a scurry. Doesn't get any further though. Now it's Liam Tyndall, known for his meter making and helping out that forward pack, as Martin with a short side play and knocks the ball on, according to referee Neil Horton.
Yeah, they're not helping themselves here. They're just making it worse, digging a deeper hole for themselves. Unlucky there, unlucky call. I think there might have been a few hands in there.
And as you say, errors have been the cause of those first two tries.
Yeah, so
and
possibly a third, yeah.
I think it's safe to say that for any team, whether you're an under-19s, a first team,
oh yeah, definitely.
Starts with your mistakes, doesn't it?
Yeah, penalties definitely take a big toll on how you play. Just frustrating, and you don't think about it as much, overthink things.
That's a good drive in the line there by Roselli, another who scored at the Totally Wicked Stadium when Leeds won 16-32 in that game. Saints well and truly beaten on that day, with Sam Walters getting a hat-trick. Great to see him back in the lineup. Dodd dummies on his inside, uses a bit of footwork, and eventually has to take it into contact with Johnson and Martin.
He's definitely been leading team so far, to be honest, like we said.
As Abel tries for the line, just comes up a metre or so short. Good tackling from Dupree. He's all around there. Dodd, flat pass onto McDade, who dummies, who goes himself. Well wrapped up there. Ben Markland read the play with Sam Walters as well. And we'll go for that left-hand side, north-hand side here at Emerald Headingley. The kick back inside, it's taken by Abel.
Yeah,
which you look to have scored, but the referee calling play on, and Ewan Stevens will look to get another one of those trademark runs in nice and early, and wins the penalty for Leeds. What a way to turn that around when it looked like they'd scored.
Yeah, I thought they scored it, to be honest, but they were a lucky call for us. And then Ewan just on back of that, just coming up to 20 quick, getting that quick meters and then winning penalty as well. But need a better kick to touch that.
Poor kick by Spence. So Leeds will just start inside their own half, but Brad Martin ensures they jump just a little bit further with Johnson, who really, we were talking pre-match, has been one of Leeds' stand-up players this season, the captain. He has really led the field.
Yeah, he has.
Corey Johnson.
Yeah. On and off the field, he just leads the team. Everyone listens to him. He's influential to everyone, I think. So, with the performances he puts in week out, it's hard not to.
He's got to be up there for player of the season for me, as Mallinson. Quick shift, and Barton is just beaten to the ball by Sambu. So we'll just see which way the referee gives it Leeds' way. A little lock on there.
Yeah, I think.
St Helens. And again, Leeds very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. So I think when Malley tried to rush the ball out to TJ, then I think just holding on to the ball, we're early into the set. We need to get that pressure off of his shoulders.
It was maybe a criticism of ourselves last week that Mallinson ran the ball as much as he did, but at least it's possession at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When you this early in game as well, and when we're a couple of points down, like that there, we need to just hold on to that.
As that trademark, another trademark offload by Walters just doesn't come off at all.
Yeah.
He likes giving those little ones out the side, and Markland just couldn't follow up on that occasion. But first tackle.
Yeah, especially on first tackle, there's no need for it.
There's a bit of a rugby brain required, isn't there?
Yeah.
And
obviously, he hasn't played in a while as well, which is part of the reason, I think. Just getting back used to it all.
Say we spoke very highly of Matt Diskin's Batley Bulldogs side. Did Sam in this week's programme. Talks about how much that's helping him, and that kick though straight down the throat of Ewan Stevens.
Yeah, note there for him to run that then. It was a good kick chase again.
It's a good foundation to build on though at the moment.
It is, yeah. We're lucky they kicked it early then. Good run there by Tyndall.
It's Tyndall, that drive in there. Spence. Walters again, steps off the right. Carries 2 tacklers with him, doesn't go down. As the 6'7", I believe. Back rower just keeps on. And he'll be a star player throughout the rest of this season.
Oh yeah, definitely. He'll be one of them.
And into the playoff campaign as well.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be one of them players that'll stand out, obviously.
And Spence with a bit of space in front of him, has a break on here. Harvey Spence. It's well wrapped up by Foster. It was swarmed upon by the Saints players there, and the fans here can really feel something coming. Walters with the kick on, comes off a knee.
Good finish though, yeah.
Taken back in by Rizzelli.
He was smart then by Harvey not to. He didn't force anything, just kept patient. Yeah, good.
Wasn't a bad end to the set. You'll take something like that.
Oh yeah, especially on some of the players that they finished off.
And the fans getting behind the Rhinos as well will be so crucial.
Yeah.
So crucial in this game.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to have a bit of the home crowd cheering you on. It kind of it picks you up a bit. Especially when you're in a situation when you're 12-0 down.
As this is Sambu. She takes a knee to ground, back up and powers off.
Yeah, it's been a good set defensively.
This is a really good defensive set. It'll be Dodd to kick on the last. Oh, it's allowed to bounce by Witten.
Needs to get that full though.
To be honest, it's a coin though, isn't it? He takes out on the full, it's a chance of dropping it, but with the amount of time he had, it was maybe the safe option.
Yeah.
As Markland looks for the edge. He can't quite beat Holroyd and Rizzelli. As Walters again. Plenty of carries in this opening nearly 20 minutes, nearly halfway through the first half here at Emerald Headingley. 2 early tries for St Helens from Harvey McDade and Matthew Foster, giving the visitors a 12-0 lead, but Leeds now kicking on the 5th tackle with Spence. Looking for McDade, it's a good kick, try hold up in the in goal.
Good kick there, yeah.
Spence has all the work to do to try and make sure he stays there. Just manages to weave his way out.
Just working on his own there though. Well, the rest of his line, he needed everyone else to come up with him. So he could have kept him in goal then and got another drop out there.
It's Rizzelli now. Plays the ball 15 metres out, and Sambu also getting his fair share. Humphreys now, he's been one of their best players this season. John Hutchins scored 12,019 appearances, and Liam Witten does well to make sure that doesn't go out for a possible 4-20 there.
Yeah, we're lucky bounce there, just bounced in, just at like the last bit. Got there quick enough to stop it going out.
Stevens now. Had such a good individual performance last week against Widnes. The top try scorer currently, 17. Very happy with his try scoring tally. That's a good drive there from Liam Tyndall. Pushing Leeds up to the 4 to Walters again.
Oh,
big contact there with his Lancastrian teammate Jamie Pye, and Johnson with the offload out the back. And it was on a plate for Ben Markland. I don't think the Leeds captain can really believe that.
Nah, he were there for him. I don't think he might not have expected it maybe. Yeah, just
He should be taking that ball though.
He should be, yeah. Just unlucky at the minute, I think. Just, he wasn't forcing or anything. He were a good offload there.
He read the play.
He had plenty of space.
You could see him coming behind him to go, I've read it, give me the ball.
He had loads of space there as well. He probably could have scored from that.
You'd have backed him with his speed, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
You'd have backed him with his speed.
Definitely.
But instead, more errors just hampering the young Rhinos here at Emerald Headingley. There's Dodd. He's on to Pye.
Oh, good tackle there.
Who has definitely been one of their top players. You'd have to say Jamie Pye.
Yeah, he has. He's been leading it from front, hasn't he? Forwards anyway, he's been leading that pack around.
For those that saw the Academy Original, already know his name and the impact that he can bring to this Saints side. Abel, flat pass to Baxter. Just edges inside the Leeds 40 now. Dodd shapes to go on his inside, but goes on the outside. Tries a bit of speed at the line. Eventually can get the offload away this time to McDade.
Just need to wrap that ball up. We're not
There's too many offloads.
There is too many offloads. But there's a successful compared to ours.
It's Abel with the high bomb, looking for the man out wide, and it is Roselli that picks it up, and Witten does well in the end.
Yeah, it was a really good catch by their player then when Witty went up for it as well, but good tackle there in the end to stop him from getting over. It looks like he's limping now though after that.
It's about the effort, isn't it, at the end of the day? It is about the effort at the line. It's Johnson with that early drive there for the Rhinos. It's Tyndall. Quick line speed from Saints. They're just not giving the home side enough time.
Did well though, spin out of it then.
It's Walters. Big carrying at the line, and that's what you come to expect of the number 11 at the Leeds. Working himself into this game, and Sam Morehouse wins the penalty for a head-high tackle, much needed.
Yeah, we needed
because the pressure was always St Helens.
Yeah, well, I think if we wouldn't have got that penalty, it would have been hard to defend afterwards, because it would have probably just brought it back up straight into our half.
Spence's kick finds touch.
Good kick there.
Good that far side, a better kick.
Yeah, better kick than last time.
Better kick. As McConnell. Heavily met, usually carries on and drives through those tackles as Louis. He's never usually brought down in that scenario, and Morehouse though next up to try again a few more metres.
I think all is on now, innit? Coming on I think at Hooker.
Just changing it up here. Leeds as Stevens bounces away from Nico Roselli.
Yeah, they'll want to try and fix it up now. Just ease everyone's thing, try and change up the system, because Saints are quite dealing with it.
Well, they could do the experience as Burton now. Trying at the line. Said Jack Mallinson's gone off, so Corey Johnson you'd expect will go into that half-back role with Spence as Walters. Lateral movement, it gets the ball away to Martin.
One
finds
more
Bart, there's a bit of space out on the edge here for Tyndall. Can he finish it off?
Did he get that
Can
down?
he? No, he can't. It's held up. The bodies that were taken over, I wasn't very optimistic about that one.
Yeah. We all don't want to. Just unlucky there. So when it's 1 against 3, you don't
get over, do you? You've got to have some very good ability to get over there. As the Saints will get the rebound, and it's Terrell on the run.
Good chase.
Gets it inside to Foster, and Harvey has got all the work to do, but it's a breakaway try for St Helens. Matthew Foster scoring his second of the afternoon. It makes the score 16-0. And it's not looking good for Leeds.
No, not a minute. Seems like everything's going right for St Helens at the minute. It was poor, not a poor kicker, just unlucky there. He just got his foot onto it, didn't he? And just straight through. No one behind to help get that fix it up for him.
Spence did a really good job though, didn't he? You have to say.
A really good chase back. I think the faster guy, but Harvey did well to keep up with him. And Ben making that final effort, I think,
It's all about those final efforts, isn't it?
That's what it is,
although he was so close to the line, pretty much scored.
Yeah, it's all about the effort, isn't it? When you're there chasing back, it shows how determined you are.
Showing the coaching staff just that you're committed, ready to go. But
I think the rest of the players kind of need that attitude when we're in this sort of situation as well. I think there are enough players chasing back then.
We've said it already, but Leeds again, 3 scores is big, but panic stations can't be. We can't be hitting the big panic red button yet.
No, not yet. No, I don't think it's time for that. I think we've got 15 minutes left of this half, and we still got the other half to play. I think we just need to complete the sets. We're not getting to end at sets, and when we are, we're just not right choice to kick in end. Maybe should have gone right to winger.
Dodd. Once more, slots the conversion is third, and that does. That puts him one goal away from 100 for the season. And like we thought pre-match, He has really run the show today, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's definitely he's been leading his team around. He's been setting up plays either side at ruck. Yeah.
He's been really leading his team, and we see another change. Jared O'Connor coming on for Sam Morehouse. So I think we'll see Louis McConnell move out to
prop. Yeah.
To prop. Humphreys just juggles that ball. Picks up eventually Dupree. He's still doing big minutes. He's one of the only forwards I think still out there.
Yeah,
the main pack.
Yeah, I think he's one of them players that you want on in this sort of situation. He'll run hard and he'll try and get you back into the game as good as he can.
Rizzelli now. Been so potent down the middle as a centre. He's had his options out wide, but he's been great down the middle too. As Jamie Pye now taking Saints to just short of halfway.
Oh, good energy there.
Good tackle from Martin. Yeah. O'Connor, what an instant impact he's made there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what you need. It lifts your team up when you've got a player working as hard as Jared is now.
When you're working that little bit harder as that kick drops on for Stevens, who eventually leaves it. Maybe with the position, you'd probably like him to pick that ball up and have a go at the line instead.
Yeah, maybe. Or you might want to let it go out, give your forwards a bit of a rest, because obviously they have been defending quite a lot. So maybe a good decision at the end. Yeah. They want to try and get up as far as they can and get a good kick in. Try and defend in their half.
You said in pre-match, this game is so crucial as Tyndall knocks that ball on. And an early error is just defeating Leeds. How many times are we going to go into talk about how
the game's just being dominated by errors? They're not helping themselves whatsoever at all. So Tyndall just needs to get his thumb around that ball and just hold it tight when he's running in, especially against a big forward part like what these have got as well.
I think it's safe to say, a bit like Widnes last week, pressure has got to Leeds today.
Yeah,
it really has.
It is a big occasion to come to Headingley against for a battle for second. Really, it is going to be a tough game to try and perform in.
As Rizzelli, the first drive of this set, 20 away from the try line here, St Helens. Siani taking them 15 away, and you can see them just setting this up as Dodd finds Abel, moves it out wide, out to Humphreys. Can he get a 20th try for the season?
Good effort then.
Not quite.
Yeah, it was a good effort then by everyone to get over there.
Defence has got to be key here. Dodd, step off the right, brings it over to that left-hand side. It just takes three defenders with him, and that's the sort of play that the former Halton Falmouth Hornets player is going to bring to this team. Pye.
Still onto that ball there.
Backing the ball up, 5 away here. Saints, Dodd. This is very omni. As Humphreys tries for the corner, and you bet that's a brilliant finish for his 20th try of the season. And the mountain is just getting higher and higher for Leeds.
Yeah, it's not looking well. It's not looking too good now, is it? It's obviously a great try by them. Obviously, Lewis Dodd again leading it.
That looks so ominous, didn't it? With the move out the left-hand side, you could see.
Yeah, you could see
Abel and Dodd. They knew exactly where each other were.
You could see what was going to happen as well. They tried to work hard to get out there, but yeah, good finishing end as well. Good dive.
Great flick pass from Sambu and Hutchins.
It's just the errors after errors, just killing them. It's not helping them at all. They need to have a big second half, or try not to limit all the mistakes that they're having at the minute.
You'd never doubt they were able to score points in this one, Saints. St Helens.
Yeah, they're always going to be a team to try and score.
We was talking about when they put Warrington to the sword, 82 points. They scored at Victoria Park on that day, and
Warren are a team that everyone seems to walk over. They're a good team. And playing 82 points against them is very impressive, to be honest.
That kick from Dodd. Just waits for the flags, but it doesn't go over. The score remains at 22-0, and with the exception of Wakefield at the start of the month, they've scored 40 points, over 40 points in their last 6 games.
Been on a good streak, haven't they, scoring wise,
and it's difficult to break.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You look at us, you look at the Rhinos at the start of the season, they were just that. They were
scoring for fun.
Tough to beat, as Jared O'Connor with the shot on there, and he's one that likes to lift the team, Jared.
It is, yeah. You need a player like that, trying to lift everyone up, because that's what we need at the minute. Just someone to step up and lead us in the line and just lead us in
You want the
as
play,
well.
or you want the big shot like he did on there, and he has to put another one on. John Hutchins, the try scorer there. Sambo moves over to the near side. McConnell and Barton in there. And trust me, you never get past Tom Barton here. You never really tend to.
No, you never really do.
When you're the attacker. As Dodd steps off right, spots the gap, kicks in behind. And that again just goes into touch. And St Helens once again mounting more and more pressure.
Yeah, they're playing it really well.
It's been their half of rugby, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've played it really smart. That's all you can really say. Playing good kicks in, completing sets, not overcomplicating everything, not forcing the pass.
We knew that Lewis Dodd would play a good role, a big role in the game, and you could just see the game management in his head. You can see the thoughts. You can see how he's making this team click as Spence takes that one in for himself. Should really have been looking for Markland or Stevenson, not taking it for himself, as Walters charged up down the middle. Definitely one to watch out for the future, Sam Walters. A big future ahead of him in rugby league. Is Dupree now. He's not been off yet, and he's done 30 odd minutes here, Tyler Dupree. Great effort from number 20, who goes instantly off as I say that he was that he's done a good job. Rian Rowley coming on to replace him. Johnson spotting a gap in behind. Powers away from one. Brad Martin in a bit of space and breaks through now. Brad Martin
showing a bit of
and the offload away were just.
I think Lewis
trying
Dodd,
too much here.
I think Lewis Dodd maybe ripped it out there.
See what the referee Neil Horton's going to give, and does give it the way of the Rhinos. You're right, did have that.
Yeah, he had his hands in, then he ripped it, got that one-on-one, but just knocked on in, and lucky there for us to be, because if we would have got that, it would have been through.
So Leeds, with a bit of luck on their side, and they do definitely need it.
Yeah, they need a try here, I think. Try and lift the team up.
They've not had a lot of luck in this game. If there's any time to score, like we said about Widnes last week, it's before half time. Don't go into half time with that naught next to your name. Spence, Stevens in it. Roselli with the big push up at the line, misses the full back. Comes back for a bit more though. And Leeds would then win the penalty. Well done, Ewan Stevens.
Yeah, good there by Ewan. Try and get that penalty there. Just need to try and get a try here now. Get his tails up.
Rowley needs to make an impact off the bench. This is where those players really will make the difference.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're on the bench, you want to prove to your coaches that you should be starting. They should be in that starting team every
Johnson
week.
just delays the play really nicely to Stevens, who fends away from 2 or 3. Eventually dragged down by the neck of his shirt by Dodd. A flat ball again for Rowley. Just can't ground the ball.
Getting closer and closer.
Getting very close. Metres away here, Leeds. Spence booms the ball out wide. Markland in a bit of space. Holds it up for Witten. So the referee blows up again. This will be another Leeds penalty for offside. Good call from the referee.
Yeah, a good call. You can obviously tell that they tend to try to get up quick, but maybe just a bit too quick sometimes.
As McConnell takes a first drive in this set. Rob Burrow already heading down to the changing rooms. Can't imagine the sort of half-time team talk he's going to be giving.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be very animated. Especially after
Martin
that.
just off the fingertips. It was a tough pass. The way he tried to take it
Yeah, should have
off the fingertips, hits the deck.
Yeah, it's just that he needs to have his hands up a bit earlier. I think maybe he didn't expect it. I don't know. But yeah, just it was a good chance for him to score. Just penalty after penalty, and they just let all like the pressure go off, just releasing it all.
The typical tactic of penalty try.
Yeah.
Not coming off in Leeds' favour there.
No.
At all. As Pye bring the ball out early now for the Saints, who have been 100% the better team in this first half. They've really made a statement here.
Yeah, definitely.
In front of the south stand. And have really made a big statement as that's Baxter running that ball in. Plays the ball now for Terrell. Just backs that play up and just not enough tacklers in there for Leeds. It was too easy for the substitute to back himself up.
With a player like that, you want at least 4 players in there to try and stop him. Three at least.
That's not the half-time hooter that you have just heard as Dodd kicks again for touch. Stevens watches it slide over.
Yeah, I think they probably scouted Ewan before the game and obviously try not give him the chance to run with ball. Obviously he's a dangerous player when he's got ball in hand.
When he's got the speed and the space in front of him, he uses it well.
Yeah, so I think they've obviously clocked up and thought we were kicking a touch.
Don't give him the opportunity like we saw in the opening set.
Yeah.
How quick he is out of
the opening set from kick-off.
In the space that he gets given.
Yeah.
This is Tyndall. To make up for the early error that put Leeds on the back foot again early on. Walters, a slipping back play there from Owen Abel. Walters can't exploit that. Markland, short side play from Leeds.
Good run there.
Well tackled by Abel again, and it's not just been the attack, it's been the defence, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The defensive efforts have...
Yeah, they've been defending well.
We just couldn't could not clear the ruck there.
Yeah. I think he tried to play off like
Keenan McDade. Spence hoiks that ball into touch. There's 2.5 remaining on the clock.
Plenty of time here for a try.
Plenty of time indeed. Spence. Short pass. Looking to just set Ryan Rowley free. Just can't on this occasion, Leeds. They really need a try. O'Connor with the fumble. Goes out the back. Johnson once misread Martin's play. Still has to move out wide and shift the ball onto Liam Tyndall.
Good thing that went backwards then. Corey just picked up and ran along wing. Good little play there.
As I say, it was all spontaneous as well. He really wanted Brad Martin to drop off on the inside, run a good line.
Yeah.
The option wasn't quite there for him on that occasion. Burton for Johnson. Spence. Out wide to Markland. It's in essence, it's too easy.
Yeah.
This hasn't been the first time we've played this play. Walters now. Lateral movement across the 10-metre line. And a quick play for Johnson. Out for Martin, who fumbles the ball again. Really hasn't ever picked the ball up.
Go backwards.
Had to play on Johnson. O'Connor just tries to outpace Hutchins.
I think this is our ball maybe.
And that's a knock-on. So the 20-metre tap.
Yeah.
The restart just over the 20-metre line here for St Helens.
And
overall, I'm going to ask you to sum up that half now, Jordan, because there's not that much.
No, it's not the half that we really wanted. I think obviously we came into the game wanting to play well, build the pressure up slowly and eventually score tries, but just error after error, just keep giving them tries, them easy tries, and just not really helping our side. Just forwards are getting too tired, and defensively we're just too soft. I think we're not hitting hard, we're not getting them to the floor, we're not holding on to the ball. Just haven't really been a Leeds performance so far.
There's that ball inside to Terrell. Just sets the substitute a bit of space, and already Saints well inside of the try line here. Siani plays the ball.
Looking a little grubber into
McDade,
the corner.
short side play. Dodd kicking behind. Stevens takes that ball well. Brought down by Rizzelli. And Leeds. One last trick in the bag, and that could be Liam Whitten.
Yeah,
good
play
play
there.
down the touchline. Takes it back to ground.
Shows some good pace there, good feet and agility to get around him, keep his pace up.
Markland. Shy of the 40 here. Johnson. Inside ball for Tindaloo. Just bounces away from the challenger one. Runs into Abel. Siani in there as well.
I think this will be the last player now.
This will be the final play as the clocks run down. Markland takes the ball to ground.
Last tackle now.
And so it's the fifth play. Spence kicks high. There's plenty of chasers up there for Leeds, but McDade, Harvey McDade that is, takes it nice and cleanly. And that is half time here at Emerald Headingley Stadium. A pretty dismal half from the Rhinos. 2 tries early on for Saints coming from Harvey McDade and Matthew Foster. John Hutchins and a second from Foster, making sure that Saints move up to a 22-0 lead. 3 goals as well from Lewis Dodd. So the half-time score here, 22 points to 0. I think as Spence kicks us back underway, and it doesn't quite hit the crossbar, but is allowed to bounce into the arms of Jamie Pye. Sorry, now that's Connor Terrell. His hands on the ball, and early on in this one, and Leeds really need a big response to get back into this game. 4 scores from Saints in the first half. The Saints come forward again this time through.
Oh, good tackle there by Ryan.
Keenan McDade and Ryan Rollins, one of the substitute players, is someone who needs to make the difference in this half.
It is, yeah. When you come off of that bench, you have to be a strike player. You need to add that strike. You need to come on and up the play.
It's something that Jared O'Connor does very well.
Yeah, he does. He's come on and he's put energy. He's quick and he's got good pace, and yeah, good pressure there by Ben.
And that'll be the other thing, making them make quick decisions.
Yeah, they're giving their halfbacks too much time on ball. And
close Dodd down, close Abel down.
That's what you need to do. Yeah, make them make that quick pass that they don't want to do. Make them kick the ball that they don't want to kick.
It's Walters here.
Got a good field position now, so I think probably aiming. We need to finish in their 20. I'd say
it's a great opportunity here for Leeds to get themselves on the board. Johnson, inside ball for O'Connor, who plants his legs and gets off the other way eventually to Burton, but you could see they were going to bring that one back there. So Burton eventually allowed to play on for McConnell this time, running straight at Jamie Pye. In his final year of his contract here at the Rhinos, Louis McConnell, as Burton goes out of dummy half, and that's something that you were saying pre-match. He needs to start doing more.
He does. He's good when he does it. He has good pace, good acceleration getting out there, and he's a strong player to get down.
Johnson with a step. Left and right. Has to get hold of by 3 Saints players there. Short side play. Looking for Walters with that kick with Spence, but they should pin them in goal, and Johnson does just that.
Just what we need, yeah.
This is where Leeds need to do what St Helens did to them in the first half. Apply the pressure.
It's a great
Get them
start,
bouncing, getting the ball into touch, repeating the sets.
It's just
even if you don't score, the pressure's still there.
It's kind of playing out the same. They come out, they have that mistake where they kicked out in full, and look where we are now. We've got another repeat set. We need to take this advantage and just try and get points on board.
It'll be O'Connor take a ball in early. A little bit of a mix-up between him and Corey Johnson there. But the man wearing number 18 will be allowed to play the ball. And now it's Rowley in at the line, carrying 3 players with him. Leeds really need to score off this opportunity. Burton, big pass to Johnson right across the face of the Saints line. Ewan Stevens with a bit of pace gives it out wide to Liam Whitten, and that's the pace that Ewan Stevens brings to this side.
It is.
And will be so good as Morehouse now has a little go at the line.
Oh,
held up. Great play from Saints to just hold the big man up. He was running at speed. Morehouse nearly got his third try this season. Spence, McConnell, Johnson, they're really threading together a nice play here, Leeds. Barton just finishing it off with taking it into the tackle. There's now Spence again. Grubber kicks it through, looking to apply that pressure on Holroyd out wide, but he's allowed to bring it clear, and not a great end to the set there, Jordan.
No, they had a few moments when they looked like they could get over, but overall they're quite not up to standard with what we could have done. We could have definitely got some points on board if we would have run harder, I think. Put some better players on. I think we didn't really challenge him on wings. You wouldn't got that one play, but he didn't straighten his run up, so he didn't give Ben or Liam any space to run with. So
Siani there, carrying that ball in. Burton and Morehouse picking up nicely, and Keenan McDade just a little bit of a mix-up. Dodd eventually gets the kick away, but that's the sort of pressure that Leeds need to be applying on a player of his talent. Lewis Dodd is definitely, like we've said about Sam Walters, he's another to watch out for the future. Surprised he hasn't been picked for the Saints first team yet. Probably because he's only in his first year of his contract at the club. Markland dragged down by two Saints defenders there. Johnson with a little juggle. Rowley eventually getting the offload away, and Lewis Dodd picks his pockets. Absolutely picks his pockets when there's no need to be doing a play like that.
I feel like if there were a bit more push with him, then it would have come off, but I don't think there was no one really running with him. Louis came in late, then I don't think he really expected the offload coming out. But yeah, we're just forcing plays.
We're our own enemies.
We are
at the moment, and Saints will continue to press forward. Dodd, a little bit, just trying to bamboozle that line, gives it to Foster, who's on a hat-trick. Should he touch the ball down in this half, gets it away to McDade. Just bounces off. One or two back into the line, and Burton, Sam Morehouse as well in there. So Leeds with the man out as Foster tries for the line once more. Can't quite wiggle his way over. Keenan McDade gives it on to
good tackle.
Sambu. It's a great tackle in the end, and that's what Leeds really need here. A great end to this set, and Walters just kicks that ball back across for McDade. How he wasn't, I guess it wasn't, he couldn't have been offside as Lewis Dodd eventually takes the ball to ground, and the referee did wave back to one, so Leeds with another full set to defend here on their own line. Abel out to Rizzelli, just fumbles it. Markland will chase him back to the middle of the field, gives up eventually and gets away from one or two. It takes up until Jared O'Connor to ground him, and that's not good enough from Leeds.
There's just no one there. It's just the right side of the field is just falling asleep and letting them run with ball. The
willingness to defend is just falling.
They don't have it. You want to defend in these sort of games. You want to be the first one up and making that tackle. Just at the moment, it just seems like a certain few players actually want to do that.
And it really needs to be a team effort with the scoreline as it is. Can't afford to get complacent. Can't afford to lose their heads as such, as you could say. That's a brilliant tackle there from Louis McConnell.
That's just what you need. You just needed to pressure their halfbacks. They couldn't even get a ball off then.
Just read the play from Dodd and Pye now. Another Lancashire county origin player. Played in this year's series, which the Red Rose did win. McDade, Dodd, Abel. This is ominous once more. Eventually drops the ball, and Leeds get lucky.
Yeah, that were lucky then. They had that overlap, didn't they, over on left side over there, on Leeds' left side. Just seems like they're just playing them at that park at the moment. It just doesn't seem like Leeds are really up for it. Like they had that good start at game, but now it just seems like going back down again, on a downward spiral.
Well, you can't complain the conditions, because compared to last week in the rain,
I know.
It's beautiful this week.
I know, they probably had more mistakes there than they did last week, and it were worse conditions last week as well.
There's Johnson for Morehouse.
Good feet there by Ryan.
Good offload then for Ryan. Rowley. Takes that ball into the line. Morehouse. That's the sort of run that he needs to be making.
Yeah.
Powering up down the field, taking bodies with him and winning penalties.
That's what we need. We just need as big players, the props, to get up quick and get them fast player balls for us. So like we can have players like Corey and Dolly on back of them.
Spence kicks that ball right down the tunnel. I'm in the South Stand concourse.
Got some momentum now, so we really need to pick it up here. Try and get some points up board or something at least.
O'Connor, that's a brilliant run there from Jared O'Connor. The determination in his face on charging that one in. His dad Terry is in the South Stand, just to our right, to our left-hand side. Should Sundu pretty well out on that field. That's a great offload from Morehouse, and this is where Leeds are looking better. Burton, Johnson, taking it over to the edge, and Barton brushes away from two, and that will be for the high tackle. It was high.
Yeah, from the beginning there, Sam, big carry again, running straight through, and that brilliant offload to Ryan, and Ryan having good hands to get his hands up as well. Now, another set to go against line, I think perfect chance to try and score now.
Barton taps the ball, gives it to O'Connor, to Johnson, drops it inside to Morehouse. I think it's helped having Johnson move to the half-back role as he gives it to Spence, flat pass to Walters, and that's the sort of position where he could fall down and score.
Yeah, he normally scores a lot of
Sam Walters, great pass for Rowley in at the line and gets the ball down. Brilliant from Ryan Rowley. And Leeds on the score sheet. For the first of the match.
Yeah, we just good build-up play. Just didn't rush things. He just took it play by play, and then just a good pass there to Ryan. And he just powers himself over and gets that ball down.
It's his first try as an academy player, so congratulations to him.
It's a good try.
What a game! What a spectacle to do it in, despite the score. At Emerald Headingley in one of the matches of the season.
Yeah, it's a good game to get your first try. Definitely.
To touch that ball down, he will be very happy. So a big landmark coming up for Spence, who slices those posts in half and makes his 150th points of the season with that, and Leeds up to 6-22 now the scoreline.
And in conversion for the Rhinos, number 6, Harvey Spence.
A real positive there for Leeds. It's something to build off.
Yeah,
a real positive.
Yeah, it's definitely, when you're coming off a try like that, it's good build-up play throughout, and it's just a good thing to build off now. Just need to keep it simple, not try and force things. Yeah, we are 22-6 down, but we've got the rest of the game left to try and to score tries. So.
And opportunities will come as well.
Definitely,
definitely bet that in a game like this. At Emerald Headingley, it's Dan Hawkhead, joined by Jordan Russell as Leeds.
Come back
this time to Stevens, a brilliant return from the hooker, from the fullback. Sorry, is Rowley. Be high as a kite after scoring that try, won't he?
Yeah, definitely will.
Won't he? That's Burton, another who's just taking that ball forward, running really well.
So that's what he needs to do.
Halfway, good carry.
That's what I've been telling him to do. He just needs to run with ball. He's getting carries like that, and now Corey can run as well.
It just turns into a snowball effect, doesn't it, when you get players like that running in that sort of fashion. Stevens rushes away from Rizzelli.
I just need a good kick now.
Spence, chip over the top. There's plenty of players racing up there. Markland does eventually take it.
I think he just nicked it off of
Rizzelli
there.
It must have been inches.
It must have been, I thought Ben had it then.
As we approach 25 minutes till full time, score 6-22.
Looks like
Saints again.
Another injury.
Smaller.
I think it's his leg.
Doesn't look good, does it, for St Helens man?
No, I don't. I think maybe some. Not sure. I think it might be a knee or an ankle injury, but it's never good to see someone come down with an injury.
That looks like an ankle to me, does that one?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's alright there, back up.
That's great to see. We don't want anyone going off at this stage, do we?
Nah, no.
That's all. As Sambu takes the ball in St Helens just after that little stoppage, so this is the point where Leeds really defensively need to prove their worth.
They do, yeah. They've been quite poor up till now, so they really want to prove themselves that they can actually defend well.
That's Roselli. And Dodd now, just pounced upon by the Leeds defenders. Two of them up there.
Yeah.
Ewan Stevens allowed to take that ball nice and early.
Yeah, it seems like that's
a good return as well.
Seems like that's been implanted to him at half time. Just pressure the kickers. Don't let him get what he wants.
And that's a knock on, and that's
just error after error. They're killing themselves. They're not doing.
As Ewan Stevens just walking away from Corey Johnson there.
Yeah.
Evidently not happy with himself, is he?
Yeah, but if you get into your own edges, you get worse. You don't get better. He just needs to lift himself up.
Needs to think about the hat trick he scored last week.
Yeah. Try and get an hat trick.
And how ecstatic he was post match.
Oh no, yeah.
Just channel that a bit more. And power is coming on. Tyler Dupree stood over next to the north stand.
I think Ryan might come off or Sam.
Ryan or Sam, give Sam a rest.
Yeah, because he's played well.
Tyler will see the game out as well. That's something you can believe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you want to play like that to finish the game off as well, though.
It's Foster of this near side, closest to the south stand you can get. As Pye takes the ball back in. Burton and Morehouse picking that ball up there.
Sam's all over the place at the minute. He's been involved in like 3 tackles so far, I think.
He's doing a really good job out there, isn't he?
He has, yeah.
He's doing a really good job out there, Sam Morehouse.
For his size, he's just doing really well.
Dodd. Reverse kick back on the inside for Liam Whitton, and the penalty goes the way of the Rhinos. Offside. Yeah. That's what you get when you try the reverse kick, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a risky run.
I think wanted to say a wavelength than Mother. I think didn't really expect it.
It's Johnson for Dupree. He's back out on the park wearing number 20 here for the Rhinos. One of the players that does have a first team contract with the club. He's had plenty of experience as well as out on loan at York.
Yeah, he's a great player. Definitely deserves a first team contract.
Stevens just once again
he's just sitting
he gets more frustrated.
Yeah, you were just sitting too deep then. I think Corey expected it a bit more. A
bit closer.
Yeah.
And
just getting
in the rare occasion, this is where the south stand could really help.
Yeah, they could.
Can really lift this team.
Yeah, you see first team games when it's out, you can just stay south thing, can't you? Just no matter if they're winning or losing, so it would be good if they could lift the team up a bit.
It's McConnell, Walters, and O'Connor just bring down Roselli there. That's a big hit. In the middle on Ciani, that's Jared O'Connor.
Yeah.
And he's out to get them this afternoon, this evening, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Probably not happy about coming off the bench.
Exactly, fresh legs off the bench for St Helens, making that charge at the line.
Another silly penalty.
And wins a penalty for Leeds. Just
oh, is it a penalty?
Silly error.
Oh,
a silly error.
Oh, I thought it were penalty for them then.
No.
Good kick as well.
So Leeds, what can they produce here? Markland just pulled back. You can always see the frustration when the referee asks that one.
Every time.
Play from the mark, and it's a poor pass. Morehouse, football skills. Just to touch it down, and I don't really know why the referee called held though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Threw that ball out nice and early, did Sam. A little bit of afters as well with the markers.
Wasn't happy about that, were
Dupree.
He's coming off now as well.
Plays the ball for Burton. Can Leeds get on the ball for a second time in this game? Stevens.
He's doing really well out on edges. Just can't seem to.
He's getting more and more annoyed with himself. I thought that's what he really needs to just calm himself down. Liam Hamill, the other substitute.
Good carry there by Hamill there. Winning penalty as well.
He wins the penalty. So 2 is not an option. It's got to be a try here for Leeds. Dupree bounces away from 2. Gives the pass off to Burton. Just shrugs away from
good. Go on.
the defenders. And we saw a comeback here against Wigan. So
it could definitely happen
not
again.
shy of possibly having another one. Dupree close to the line. He's landed on his front. Is the referee going to give this one?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Not quite. Having to call medical assistance on though, and he must just be inches. If he hasn't grounded that on the white.
Must have been at least an inch away. They did have about 4 plays on him, didn't they?
I thought he'd maybe grounded that on the white paint at least.
Yeah. A lot of injuries from Saints, it seems.
So into the last quarter of this game. The Leeds really pushing for more points. We're just in this little break. This is another Saints player on the ground.
Just need to stay composed in these situations, just not try and force it.
Spence, flat pass to Walters, and Walters just gets the legs going. Tries to get over the line. Held him eventually, and this has got to come to this near side. It's got to be a play out.
Definitely.
Dupree nearly intercepting his man's own pass there, and Walters instantly wrapped up by Sambu. Taken on the ground as well.
Yeah.
Johnson. Reverse play for Stevens. Wide pass out for Tyndall, who's got to have a go and gets himself in.
Good try there.
Liam Tyndall scores his 7th try in 16 appearances. And just gets Leeds within, with kick to come, should get them within 10 points of the lead. Brilliant from Ewan Stevens, just what he needs to feel more confident and back in this game.
Yeah, definitely. It's a definite confident booster there after a few big mistakes from him, but yeah. Said okay from Cora, to be honest. You saw that they had 3 on 4 on that blind side, so took it out, give it to Ewan, and then Ewan with a perfect pass to Liam Tyndall, and just a good diving corner.
So Leeds really mounting an offensive here. On St Helens, who were 22-0 up at half-time with just over 17 minutes left. Leeds have brought it back to 10.
Plenty of time now.
There's plenty of time for a comeback.
Just playing a lot better, it seems, since the game's gone on. Really stepped it up.
And there's players out there. Jack Broadbent currently with the kicking tee. He's the sort of player that will really be motivating Harvey Spence.
Oh, definitely.
Down there. So it is right on the touchline, this kick for Harvey Spence. With the right foot, he'll have to get it back across itself if he is going to get it through. And the wind just blows the ball off the tee.
It's a tough kick from right front corner as well, especially when there's a bit of wind out there. It's a bit windy, isn't it?
Currently leads the points tally, as we say, with that 150 he has. 70 goals, or 71, to be a 72nd. And you can feel the south stand getting behind him here as he takes his conversion, loops back across. The flags are raised. Brilliant from Harvey Spence.
Yeah, a great kick there.
Under pressure, what a conversion.
Definitely, yeah. Under a lot of pressure, obviously. Need every point we can get at this point.
Spence. 10 points the difference. It's Leeds Rhinos 12, St Helens 22.
I think the South Stand can just feel something.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It could happen here.
It could do, yeah. Definitely could happen.
St Helens will get us back underway. Adam McDowd. So Lewis Dodd kicking us deep, and Stevens takes that ball on the full, gives it to Dupree, who'll be full of confidence and loses that ball. I'm surprised he hasn't even had a high tackle there. That did look very high.
Yeah, it did look quite high. I think he's still down after that.
He's still out. He's flat out there, Tyler Dupree.
Yeah, well, definitely high tackle there. Dangerous there.
That's something that's not great to see.
No, he might have a bit of concussion after that.
Well, he won't come back on. That's the simplest thing, won't he?
Possibly,
I don't think he'll come back on.
No, he's tough, but I think after that and after laying down like that, I'm not sure. I think he'll go off and do a concussion test anyway, but see what happens.
St Helens will still get the scrum as well, which is the
it's the crap part
the
about
harsh feeling.
Yeah, hard done by. I think,
it was evidently a high tackle.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, hard done by there, I think.
So there's two players who've received a bit of treatment here. The clock still rolls at Emerald Headingley. Unless there's been a clash of heads, that's the only other thing that I can see has happened here.
That's all, yeah. Clash of heads.
Especially Dupree's back on his feet now. He will exit the field and will get a nice reception from the South Stand.
Might have a bit of sickness as well, maybe an headache after that.
And Sam Morehouse, a quick turnaround for him, straight out on the park.
Yeah.
So we really need to be a big effort from him.
Will be, yeah. He's already played quite long anyway, but I think he'll put on a good effort. He always does.
It's Dodd. He's on to Sambu. Just wheels away from Tom Barton and O'Connor for the first. Now it's with Keenan McDade. This takes St Helens 15 away from Leeds' line. You'd think a try here would seal it for St Helens. Dodd looking for Sambo in space out wide. Even tries the offload to Humphreys there. To Hutchins there. And it'll be Hutchins that goes himself looking for a second try. Can he get across the Saints winger?
Yeah, but try to barrel.
No, he can't.
There.
Inches away from the try line. Dodd across the field to Abel. Gives it on to McDade. Roselli just backs himself away and looking for a gap in the middle of the park. O'Connor's straight there and meets him.
Yeah, good tackling then by
Louis McConnell.
Yeah, Louis and
big tackle in there.
Great
attempt. Dodd. Short side play. Grubber kicks it behind, looking for touch, finding Liam Tyndall instead. Who just is caught 10 metres from his own try line. So Leeds with a lot of work to do.
Yeah, definitely.
In this set. And O'Connor, that won't help with O'Connor being pushed back.
They need to pass it wider out. Obviously, our forwards are there. Like there, Louis running out to about C defenders. What you need to do. Puts less pressure on you.
As Walters, he will be someone that could spark a reaction.
One of many players who could definitely spark something.
Spence with a deep kick, it just comes off the boot. And it's not a brilliant kick when you look at it. Should have been maybe looking for touch.
Yeah, I would have thought touch would have been give you forwards a bit of a rest.
Instead the Saints attackers are going to have to take the ball on the full in the field of play and will come out themselves here. Foster just missed by Jared O'Connor. So that's Holroyd, sorry. Sambu.
Liam Hamill's working hard here. It's 3 tackles on bounce.
Saying usually a winger, Liam Hamill, but making himself as a, not even a makeshift now, you'd say he's a loose forward.
Yeah, definitely.
The way he's performed in the last few games.
Yeah, he's played really well when he's come on loose.
Good tackle from Burton. This is the last one here for the visitors. Dodd, grubber kicks. Witten just backtracks, comes off his thigh. Picked up though by Roselli and Holroyd. Over on that touchline, Stevens tries to batter his way through.
Yeah, he'll be wanting a
big performance needed from him. Markland gains a few more metres himself. That's Burton. Tyndall looks to beat the Saints around the edge, and Hutchins comes back across to try cover.
Good carry there, but he's got no one running with him, so it's obvious who they're going to tackle.
O'Connor getting Leeds into the middle of the park, nearly on the halfway line. Burton for Spence, who has to go the aerial route once more. Harvey McDade just fumbles that ball, and Leeds with a great opportunity here, 10 metres from the try line.
They're a great kick then. I feel sorry for the forward because they're difficult to take them. High spiralling ball, especially
the wind as well, definitely played a factor.
Yeah, you can see the ball moving while we're coming down. Definitely an hard ball to take. But yeah, great chance here to try and get some more points on board and get closer.
Even a blast from the band as well. Southstown now fully behind Rob Burrows' side with, say, 10 minutes remaining. So we've had a few stoppages, 10 points to deficit. And you'd say still plenty of time.
Definitely, yeah.
Score from this scrum, and it's Stevens now. Scored from one last week. Can he have another one? No, he cannot. It's a brilliant try as well, that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
Up for try the month. You'd have to maybe try the season.
Could use something like that in this game.
There's McConnell. Bounces off a couple and takes it eventually to ground. And Burton, short side play. Walters out the back from Stevens, and Markland just shoulders it into touch.
Just forcing it again. Just hold on to the ball. There's nothing on that side.
I'd say if Stevens had left that, it'd have been covered, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it'd have been covered.
Yeah. I think too eager to try and make up for everything. But they want to try and keep him down here and get ball back as quick as they can.
It's the Saints. As a positive, I guess it's within a good defensive position. So
yeah, I think that's like one of the only positives you can take out, really.
So it's just taking all the time that they need.
Come on,
It's Roselli, and he's got to be man of the match for this game. He has played so. The amount of touches he's had in the middle has been unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been all over, and he's been going out on centre, and he's coming into the middle, giving his forwards a bit of a break. And yeah, just defensively as well, he's just covered up his sides. He's not coming down there, not going past them at all.
There's a buzz now around Emerald Headingley. Leeds Rhinos 10, St Helens 22. Saints scoreless since half-time. Leeds, thanks to Liam Tyndall and Ryan Rowley, have got themselves back within a good position here. But Saints on the attack at the moment. Dodd looking for touch. It just licks off the outside, comes off the body. The upper torso. Tyndall, who's hit by Juma Sambu. What a shot!
Yeah, we're a big hit there.
From the number 4.
Yeah, definitely felt
left
that
him
one.
dazed, I think, there, Liam Tyndall.
Yeah, he's definitely felt that one then. Just think he made the wrong decision, and I think he could have probably caught that on full, but he'd rather let it bounce against his body.
As Leeds with a bit of speed out wide, Ben Markland with a couple of gaps in front of him. You could see them from where we are in our commentary position in the press box here at Headingley. And Leeds with a penalty.
Yeah,
great play from great play from the young Rhinos.
I think that's what we need more of, just more
forcing the errors.
I think that's what we need. Yeah, we need quick play at balls. That's how we're getting all these penalties.
Walters on his return. What can he spark in this last 5 or so minutes? Burton, Spence, inside ball to Stevens, who's got a bit of space in the middle, offloads away eventually to Liam Hamill, who injects the pace out wide, and that's something that, as this moves forward, we really need.
And a bit of pace, that's what we need. Yeah, a bit of energy. That's what. Just a bit of energy around the place. Just someone to run as hard as they can.
As Morehouse on the drop off from Burton, can he score? No, he's just inches short.
I think he tried to spin out of that one, but
he did try, didn't he? Spence. Out the back to Johnson, who does well to fend away from Lewis Dodd. Fakes on the inside to Jared O'Connor, gets eventually away from 2 defenders. Will be a brilliant try if he can get this one away, Johnson, but he can't. Just down near this near side, Burton, Spence, kicking out wide, looking for Witten. Under all sorts of pressure, comes off the hand of a Saints man, and it's Holroyd that's on the race, and he beats Markland. Ewan Stevens is trying his best, but Bradley Holroyd, with 5 minutes to go, the game clinching try.
Yeah, definitely.
Try scorer for St Helens.
I'm not quite sure about that one. I thought they did come off of a St Helens hand and it went forward, so I thought it were a knock on, but I might have not seen. It might have come off of Ben Markland maybe, but yeah, a good try and good pace to get away from Liam Witten there on wing as well. Yeah, I think Gaines probably
was just so lucky. That kick goes either way.
Yeah, it was a good kick.
That kick goes either way though from Spence, and it's either a good defensive set for Leeds or it's a try.
Yeah, it's just unlucky again, I think. Now one of them ones that you can't really help, 50-50.
I'm questioning a little bit how Ewan Stevens didn't manage to get him, because he's quick.
Oh, no,
he's quick.
I thought Liam Witten might have caught up to him in the end, but just seemed to edge away from him in the end, did the Saints winger.
So Dodd able to convert his 4th from 5 out on that touchline. And you'd say as a left footer, you should get this one nice and easily.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask you, Jordan, although it'll be a tough one, man of the match today. There've been a few candidates.
Yeah, I think today I still got Lewis Dodd, definitely. He's just led his team around park, just setting up plays, telling his players where to get at. It's just been a good overall performance from him.
12, St Helens 26.
As Dodd misses that conversion, but I think it's hard not to agree with you there.
Yeah. So
he has led the team. It was Jack Wellesby who could be in first team action in the first game up at the Totally Wicked Stadium, but he has ran the show today.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He's kicking as the Leeds tried to go short, and it's just taken by St Helens. That's the flip side, isn't it? You try that and it just doesn't come off. And they win the penalty as well, the Saints.
I think giving him offside, markers on square, but
it just hasn't been an in-all performance, has it, from Leeds today?
No, I don't think it's.
We just haven't turned up at the races.
I don't think we have. I think we came here maybe with the wrong attitude, a bit of complacency coming off a good game against Widnes. But yeah, we haven't definitely been up to what we can actually play at.
So it looks as though that St Helens will claim second spot and will have the home tie. Of course, there's 2 games left in the season. Anything can happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But this was the game, wasn't it? This was the crack game to who would.
Yeah, this was definitely a must-win game from Leeds, but yeah, just haven't turned up for it today.
Saints have definitely been on the ball. This is Zach Lee,
think Jared's got a bit of a niggle in his leg or something, I think.
So he can't go off now, as Dodd looks to go back up the inside. Can he capper this one with a try? No, he can't. Stevens picks up the ball, but Saints win the penalty for markers there.
I think, interference there.
And they'll go for 2. So this should be the final. Oh no, they're not. They're going to run it. They're not. They're going to run it with Baxter. Thought they might have gone for the 2 just to run the clock down.
I think they're just trying to waste as much time, just get some players out, maybe get that try to make it even further.
It's Baxter. Backs himself up towards the line, gets it away, and that's the easiest of tries for Paul Nash. And that's surely, well, if he didn't before, it seals it now.
Yeah,
St Helens 26, Leeds Rhinos 12. And in a faultless display, you'd have to say, from St Helens this afternoon, Jordan.
Yeah, it's just been a good performance from him overall, and it's just started the game off really well and just got on it. Just since that mistake, that first one, they just capitalised, and just every set after that has just been good. Really played it smart today, and yeah, they definitely deserved the win. Leeds have definitely turned up to the game as they should have done.
Well, inevitably, 3 weeks to just sort it out, and 2 big games against London Broncos and City Full, both away from home. This maybe isn't how Rob Burrow wanted his side to go out here in the final home game of the season.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely expected us to play a lot better. So if it would have been a closer game, we still would have lost. It would have been a good. It would have been better, but coming up to a game like this, it's not what I definitely did not expect this type of game, especially the form that we've been coming off of as well.
So it'll be Lewis Dodd who kicks that conversion.
Conversion for Saints number 7, Lewis Dodd. Takes the score to Leeds Rhinos 12, St Helens 32.
We are continuing to play here at Emerald Headingley. So Spencer gets us back underway. And once again, he kicks looking for the touchline. Notice that Saints man was just off his line. Matthew Foster. I think he's another name you'd have to throw in there if you wanted another player in the match. That double doesn't come very easily.
Yeah, he's played very well as well. A lot of Saints players have played well. It's just been a very good game from them, really, hasn't it?
As that's a knock on, but shouldn't really mean anything.
I think they'll just be looking for
a final, a last hurrah, you'd have to say, from Leeds.
Consolation try just to make the score look a bit better. Another Saints player down, probably has a bit of cramp.
Another Saints player down again.
I think he's just a bit of cramp, just have to stretch out of it.
I'd say just with not that long left on the clock, you're just thinking, let's just end the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, Leeds can't win.
Yeah, they have all the players piled on not left, so they're never looking for a big player.
So Leeds, have they got one last left in them? No, they don't. It's fumbled by Walters, and Abel is allowed to sprint away. So St Helens will finish the game with ball in hand.
It would have been a good move if they pulled it off, but I think Saints just sussed it out in the end, and
Well, and errors, as ever in this game, have just got the better of them.
Yeah, I think the errors and penalties just really killed them this game, and it just hasn't really helped. From minute one, it just didn't. Errors have just really put a damper on game for them.
That's a big shot there from Sam Morehouse. The referee does blow up. I think it's just a bit of a lazy one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
just a bit of a lazy one.
A bit lazy, yeah. I think he's just a bit frustrated as well with how game's gone. Because Sam has been a really good performer.
Do you go for 2?
Yeah, just go for 2. Oh, I think he's kicking for touch.
A lot more overtime than what I thought.
I know, yeah.
He's going to definitely overhit.
I think there's been a few injuries, hasn't there? Might be less that now, I think.
It's the Saints here with Dodd. Drops off inside to Pye. Tired bodies out there for the Rhinos. And that's the knock on, and you can see why they're not calling it. I'm a bit.
I know, yeah, they're kind of dragging it out a bit, aren't they?
It's a knock on. Leeds aren't. The likelihood of Leeds scoring off this play.
Yeah, it's not a big chance.
I guess, there's O'Connor for Stevens. Barton, bit of space in front of him, runs straight into the St Helens defence. Hits his front. O'Connor powering himself up. He's been a standout for Leeds, I think, today.
Yeah, definitely.
Played his role as Spence kicks on the last. Can there be a little last hurrah? No, it's not. It goes into touch. And it'll be a scrum down for St Helens. Oh, it's touched.
Oh, 40-20.
40-20. So Leeds do have one last hurrah. Walters powering up the line. Can he score? Held up. Held up, says the referee. It's Johnson. To Barton. It's right in his hospital pass.
Yeah, wrong choice of pass there.
Right up in his face as that's full time. And St Helens with a comprehensive performance here at Emerald Headingley, complete a 32-12 victory.